MuggleNet is privileged to have with us today William McNamara, also known as Billy Mack. Billy Mack is a star of TV and movies from the 80s and 90s. I've watched him in many films, and here's just a brief summary of what he's been in. Copycat, Scent of a Woman, Stealing Home, Chasers, and by the way, in Chasers, I absolutely love Erica Eleniak. Stella, Texasville. He has performed with people like Al Pacino, Ben Stiller, Sigourney Weaver, Tom Berenger, Jodie Foster, Mark Harmon, Elizabeth Shue, Ice-T, Gary Busey, Jeff Bridges. I mean, we're going back to a ton of stars. Even Philip Seymour Hoffman you had in one of your films, one of your older films. I guess that was when he was first starting out into business, too.
Yeah.
So how are you today, Billy?
I'm very, very good. And you mentioned Erica Liniak. You know, I'm still friends with her. We were engaged a long time ago.
Were you really?
Yeah, we lived together for 3 years, and we had a great relationship. Went our separate ways. You should have her on MuggleNet because I know her kid is a huge fan of Harry Potter, so she would love to do.
Hook me up.
You're hooked up. I'll set you guys up. Yeah.
That sounds great. I remember her in Under Siege. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yep, I remember her too.
I'm sure you do. Well, let's keep this PG.
All right.
Anyway, we are here with Billy for a special reason. I was contacted the other day by Matt Ziff. For MuggleNet fans out there, Matt Ziff is a University of Miami Quidditch player who has done a few movies under his belt, and he was contacted by Billy to star or to being a star in his upcoming project called The Trouble with Billy. Tell me a little bit about this project.
The Trouble with Billy, while it is a scripted fictional show, so it's not a reality show, but I want it to look like reality. Basically, it takes a guy. It's loosely based on my loosely lived life, but again, it is all very fictional, and basically, it's a guy that comes back to Hollywood. It's kind of like the caveman that gets frozen in the ice block, and 10,000 years later, the ice block melts, and the guy's alive. He's running around in this completely foreign place. Same idea. So Billy leaves the business for I left the business for about 7 years at the tail end of a major lawsuit in Malibu that I went through, a land lawsuit with Malibu, the city. And just was sick and tired, moved back to the East Coast. I got heavily involved with animal rescue. So that's where kind of the show starts off. And Billy comes back to Hollywood to sort of reclaim his career. And he's met with one challenge after another. And it's kind of like, if you remember Scrooge. Absolutely. He gets met, he falls asleep and he takes the ghost of Christmas past, or the ghost of his past, takes around and shows him all the mistakes he made. Look at this bad thing you did. Look at that bad thing you did. So Billy is now the character Billy is now having to come face to face with his karma and his mistakes he's made over the years. And he's going to try to every time he tries to get back up and makes a few steps forward, he gets blown about 25 steps backwards. So
boy, it sounds like everybody's life that I know.
Yes, exactly right. And it's a very universal theme, especially right now in the economy where people all of a sudden they've turned 40, they've been let go from their jobs, and like, well, what do I do now? I've been doing this for 20 years. What else can I do? Work at Starbucks?
Yeah.
So it's sort of the anti-Entourage in that it's the not about a guy that's worth $1 billion who's got some neuroses. It's a guy that's living out of his car with his pit bull and trying to make a comeback in a very town that's a very challenging place to live.
Now you're going to make this into a TV series. Is that going to be on? Tell me about how you're going to make it into a TV series. Let's go with that.
Okay, well. First of all, when I first started shooting little vignettes, like 3, 4, 5 minute little things, I was posting them on Facebook about a year ago, and I got a lot of attention. I wasn't expecting it. I was just making little comedy routines out of what was going on in my life, and I got a lot of attention, and I've got a lot of Facebook friends that work at production companies. So 2 major production companies contacted me. I went in. I worked with one of them for about 2 months. We wrote different treatments and stuff. And they didn't really understand my concept. So I really decided to take this to Kickstarter, which is a crowdsourced funding organization on the web, and it's been very successful in the last couple of years. Loads of my friends have started their projects, whether it's a TV show, a feature film, or an invention, that they've created, or a game, or a book. Have been very successful and started their businesses off of Kickstarter. So I decided to take my project to Kickstarter, and I wrote a script. I got some great people attached, and I shot a sizzle reel, which is what they call it in the industry. It's sort of a proposal, a presentation of what the concept is. I did that for no money, and I put it up on Kickstarter, and I've raised so far about $20,000, hoping to raise all in all $30,000. I'm going to shoot my own television pilot, and then I'm going to shop it at the networks. Okay. And that's how I'm going to do it. I'm shooting for cable like FX or Comedy Central, or best case scenario would be like a Showtime.
Great. Yeah, right now you're at $20,299. So you got $10,000 more to go. I know your original pledge was for $15,000.
Right.
And if you double that, it's like all the better.
Correct.
And unfortunately, we're getting this a little late, and I apologize about that, but we only have a day and a half left, maybe 2 days? Right. 2 days left?
I have
69 hours, so we got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So when this airs tonight, I'm going to put this up on the web tonight, and
okay.
Hopefully we can get you some supporters from MuggleNet. We are very, very familiar with the Kickstarter program. We've had a bunch of fandom videos that have gone, the fans make their own Harry Potter style videos. We had the Auror's Tale in New York City. We've had the Battle of Hogwarts over in the UK, and all these were done by Kickstarter. So we know how important it is to get this stuff going. So we're going to definitely support you on this. And let me go into the reason we are supporting you is because of Matt Ziff.
Right.
Now, how did you get in touch with Matt Ziff, or did Matt Ziff get in touch with you? How did you guys meet up? And how is Quidditch going to be involved in this series? I'm really excited about that.
Lots of good questions. The Matt Ziff thing is very interesting. I did an interview a couple of weeks ago with a guy that has a website. His name is Oscar Benjamin, and I told him we talked about the whole thing, and I was telling him all about the trouble with Billy. And he had said to me, Billy, there's a young actor that I just did an interview with that you should definitely talk to. And his name is Matt Ziff. So I said, great, sounds good. Let me, send me some information. And so he sent me his IMDb page. His demo reel is up on the IMDb page. He's good. He's young. And interestingly enough, he plays a sport called Quidditch. And he's actually very good, and he's very well known in the Quidditch world,
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so I thought to myself, wow, wouldn't it be cool for my TV series to be the first TV series ever to, have Quidditch as part of the show? So I thought, first of all, Matt Ziff's a good actor, good-looking kid, and he's a Quidditch star. And I thought, wait a minute, let's create a character for Matt. Let's bring Quidditch into the equation and have it the first TV show ever to have Quidditch as part of the show. And one of the ideas is one of Billy's older female fans from Stealing Home, the movie I did 20 years ago with Jodie Foster,
right,
says to Billy, hey, my nephew does this thing called Quidditch. And I'm like, Quidditch? You mean from Harry Potter? What, they fly on brooms? She goes, no. Same idea, but this. And she goes, they have a huge following. They were in the pre-games for the Olympics. My nephew's a Quidditch star. He would be so good. My idea, she's got this crazy idea to get me involved for publicity.
Nice.
To get Mac back in the spotlight again. And it's actually a very intelligent idea. And Billy goes, great. Another one of Billy's crazy ideas that he jumps on board and says, let's do it. So Matthew's character, Warren, in the show, comes on board, and he decides to start coaching me in Quidditch. And yes, I'm probably 25 years too old. In fact, I'm basing this on it. This is where the idea came from originally, is about back in March of 2012, I had a terrible skateboarding accident where I shattered my wrist. You probably can't see the scar right there.
A little bit.
And I went to the emergency room, and I had to have emergency surgery, all steel in there now. And the surgeon said to me, as he was putting me under anesthesia, he said, how old are you? And I told him. He said, don't you think you're too old to be skateboarding? And I thought, you know what? He's right. And then I went unconscious. So the same idea with Quidditch. It's all these college kids, but Matthew, or Warren, the character, convinces his team to let me play Quidditch. So I do all this getting ready to play the sport. I'm working out. Matthew's teaching me Quidditch, and to this huge, we're having climactic point where Billy gets in his first Quidditch game. And of course, the trouble with Billy is Billy gets his eye poked out by a broomstick in the first 5 minutes of playing. So Billy's not only out of the game, looks like a loser, definitely too old to be playing, but he'll be wearing an eye patch in like the next 5 episodes.
Nice. Now, what position did you play?
Well, we haven't started shooting yet, so that Matthew's going to be teaching me all this stuff in real time. So we'll find which position I'm going to play.
Sounds
That'll
good.
be Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew. As you said, he went to the pre-Olympics. He represented the USA team, which took home the gold. That was a big event for Muggle Quidditch. But we met last year during the Quidditch World Cup. I'm sure that when he introduced me to you, that's
right.
how you saw, and we were covering the Quidditch World Cup, as we will again in April. And I interviewed Matt. I heard he was an up-and-coming star, and I was like, I have got to get him on film and see not only about Quidditch, but about his acting career, and he was telling me some stuff. And it turned out well, so we maintained a friendship, and I'm excited. The International Quidditch Association is huge. It is growing at a rampant pace, so you are a smart man to put Quidditch in as on the TV series, because you will grab an audience that you probably never would have had otherwise. And it's a massive audience, and it's an exciting audience. It's a lot of college kids. High school teams are now forming all over the place, and this Quidditch does have a big following. So it's really great to see that, and to have it featured in a film or a movie series or a TV series like this is it's great. It's going to be great for the sport too. So we're totally excited about this, and kudos to you for bringing this up.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a great, and I've got another show that I produced, that I created, that's already on the air. I'm not sure if Matthew told you, but it's on National Geographic Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. It's called Animal Intervention with my partner Allison Eastwood, and we rescue exotic animals all over the United States, exotic animals that are in peril in private ownership that shouldn't be in private ownership. So we're like a hostage negotiation team that goes in there to release these animals. So now I'm getting the way into the TV business, the writing business in Hollywood is very hard to get into unless you go in through the back door, which is non-scripted reality television. So I've done that. Now I'm trying to get in the front door with the scripted show, The Trouble with Billy, and I'm hoping that Quidditch will be a huge part of that.
Oh, it sounds great. I'm glad to see you're back. I did see a lot of your films as you were, in your 20s and 30s, and the teenage heartthrob of many young girls out there. So, welcome back, and this is really exciting. I appreciate you coming on for just a little bit here.
Thank you.
Taking some time with us, and we will definitely help promote the show. Please keep us up to date as to how it's going and when your pilots are shot.
Absolutely.
And we'll feature some Quidditch films in there as well as your overall story.
That'd be great.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Billy, for your time, and have a great day. Good luck with the rest of this the Kickstarter.
Kickstarter. Thank you.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.